Today's episode could be called the next gen of acrylic pouring. I will show you how to take easy, simple techniques to purposefully create something beautiful. Stick around until the end to see the results. I don't think you'll be disappointed. This is my first week back to work. I am going to have lots of fun today. So last week I was using a palette knife and I was creating some very cute bees. Today I feel like something completely different, quite messy, and yes, blue. I'm going to show you what colors I used for my mixes because in a minute you will see the whole collection of strange colors. But they are mixes of Prussian blue, light blue permanent, brilliant blue, pearl space grey, and the most importantly, Mars black and titanium white. These are all the ones that I mentioned intermixed, half here, added more grey in one blue, more white in another. I forgot to mention cobalt blue as well. And there is no rule, no proportions. I kind of played with the colors. So for example, this is not pure cobalt, this is cobalt with grey. And one more white and a little bit of gold. All the colors that I love. Yes. One more thing. What's in it? Most of them are very runny. Like very runny. There's not even a build-up once I do this. Can you see? 1 part of paint to 2 parts of Floetrol and 2 parts of my pouring medium, which is PVA glue and water. And now I'm checking if they're all equally runny. If they're not, that's what happens. I spray some water. No silicone, nothing fancy. I do use the British Floetrol, which is called Overtrol. It's much thicker than the American one. This is the canvas, 40 by 30 and deep edge. I think I fancy making a lady. Yes, a lady. With pouring. And I am going to use my crazy contraption. I'm sure some of you will be very happy. I will be happy. Probably go with a bit of white. I'm not sure what my lady will really look like at the moment. But I will be probably blowing from the center outwards. That's what I am imagining. I'll try to cover everything. I mean, I'm hoping that this is going to be enough. Stretching helps as well. Okay, now, so let's say my lady is going to be here. She's going to wear some pretty dress, I am imagining. I did a ballerina once and you really enjoyed it. So, but this one, I'm not sure if I want a ballerina or just a pretty woman. I don't know, we'll see. Maybe, might be ballerina, maybe not. Oh, I have a really nice color here. Okay, I'm imagining this is the shape of a dress. This is crazy. You know, when you paint with a brush, you kind of know what you're doing. At the moment, I'm enjoying it, but the outcome, I don't know what will happen. I should be adding this here or not, or just leave it for the dress. That's nice. Checking how much color I've got. I think that should be enough. I am torn because I don't know if I should add black or not. Should I or should I not? Just the edges. Oh. I'm adding a bit of black here just to thinking of the composition. So this is a safe option. That's a lovely flower, but I'm not going to use it. I'm going to use something that I don't recommend at all. Yes, I made it myself and it's not safe. Okay, slow. Okay, looking here, I don't like this. I love that. I really don't like this. And also I'm not sure what will happen at the bottom here. Oh, this is spectacular here. Love it, love it, love it. I'm not going to remove it. I'm going to do something else. I'm just going to pour over and blow this off. I don't mind this in one block. I just didn't like this contaminating that section. And that's a really nice part for the dress, I'm thinking. So what colors do I want here? Of cream. And I don't mind actually black. No worries about these. I'll be collecting them all and I'll be doing the edges anyway. So, moving my chair away so I can reach here and see what happens. Whoa! I think I am liking it. I think I'm going to leave it. Now, when I said I am liking it, is because in my imagination, I can actually see the shape of a woman and I can imagine that I will be able to do it. If it doesn't happen, then I keep going. But at the moment, I do like it. Touching the edges here with the same color that dripped down. I like doing it this way. I think that gives us really nice edges. I did a few sketches of some pretty women. I looked at lots of photos and, you know, decided to what angle I want to see here. And now I'm kind of testing them, imagining that the rest is the dress. Ooh, I think I like that pose. I do it on a piece of paper, or this is actually tracing paper here. I usually use baking paper, but this is tracing, so that I can move and change and adapt. And oh yes, I am liking this one. Not sure about the face. I might use maybe this face on that body. So you see, now I can change the position of the hands. Well, you don't have to if you have a photo that you really, really like. It's your own photo or royalty photo, or you can just draw your own ladies. So let me transfer part of this body and then I'll think about the head, because I'm not sure at the moment. This should be the extension of the hair. That will look really nice, like flowing in the wind. So let me do that. I'm going to taper down and transfer the image. I'll show you in a minute how. I'm using soft graphite on my drawings. So when I press it down with any sharpish edge, but not this sharp, like blunt, but sharp, or your nails, you will transfer the image. I am going to change the hair. She definitely needs the flowing hair. I don't want a bun or anything like that. Got the shape. I'll have to think also what kind of dress, how much do I want left. I can even start now painting everything white so that I can really see the position of the lady. This is going to be very simple, and you might be surprised because yes, I'm going to lose all the features. I drew them only to see what she will roughly look like, but of course I'll be painting everything later on, so I'll have to repaint all the bits. I am painting them her white, so then the colors I choose, the flesh colors and the clothes, will be well seen. And now I'm going to show you, because here it's like, oh, where is the line? But when I look at an angle, you see, this is so shiny, so I know what to paint. I'll probably have to do 2 layers so that she's not patchy. And now I'm going to continue. You see how she's emerging now? I'm also going to remove this part to emphasize her waist. And of course the hand will be flesh tone, not white. I mean, the dress, it's so nicely emerging, and I haven't changed anything. This is just the way the hairdryer, well, and me work together. This was the same blue I used on the dress, covering this section. I wish she had blue hair, but I know it would be too much blue and blue and blue and everywhere blue, so I have to think whether to make her blonde or brunette. Maybe it will look nice with the black and blue. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, by the way, I can see now all the shiny silver in places. That's really cool. I was trying to hold a piece of fabric to be able to draw her hand, so that's my reference. I'm going to try and recreate my hand like this. Don't worry about the pencil because you can rub it all off afterwards once it's all dry. I took a picture because I wanted the hand to look natural. Of course, it's going to look better once we add the right color. There are quite a few ways of creating skin tone. Probably the easiest is using 3 primary colors and then playing with white. Depending on your skin tone, red, blue and yellow, you can use them in equal proportions and then later on tweak and see. This is quite a dark blue. Every person's skin tone is different. We ladies know it, don't we? Buying foundation and how difficult it is to match the right foundation to your skin. So that's the way we start. Mixing those 3, that's a really small amount. So as you can imagine, we will be getting, yes, we'll be getting brown. Now I will make a little white blob. I'm going to take a piece of paper to show you what the difference will be. This is my paper. So we've got this. Now I'm going to take some white and a very small amount of brown, not that much. That was even too much, so if I mix it with this white, see what happens. I might actually be happy with this one straight away, you know? Unless I want it even paler. I don't know if I want it really pale or not. So another helpful tip, please try to mix enough for the whole area you are painting, because with skin tone, I find it pretty difficult to match later on, to get another batch and match it perfectly. So sometimes I have to redo the whole section. So try to have enough. She's not big, obviously, so that will do. Also, this color will be darker later. Once acrylics dry, they are a little bit darker. And this is, of course, the first layer. I will be adding highlights and shadows. So at the moment, instead of white, I'm going to cover her with a layer of this skin tone. It's easier when you don't have to match it to someone else, but if you're painting portrait for someone like this, then of course you have to be very careful and match the person's skin tone, probably looking at this part maybe. But you see, even with my hands, so pinky and then turning yellow and a bit brown here now. After 5 weeks of summer, I wasn't sunbathing really, this is just from walking around. I added more white because I want to add some highlights. So this is the lightest part. I might blend it in a bit. So I've got the same color, but I am adding some black. And I know it looks dramatic and dirty. Definitely under the chin. Hopefully you can see that she is partially turned. Now this part of the hand, of course, it's going to be dark as well. And that part will be darker as well. I'm going to do the face. She's still very pale. I do like the chin now. I think it looks alright. Yes, I need black for the eyebrows. I need the thinnest brush possible. Now, lips. Whoa, I do like this color, but it's going to be too vibrant. So how about mixing it with black? I don't like her lips. Okay, that's better. She's kind of serious, looking down. I think I'm happy with this. She needs some blusher, using the same color as on her lips. Me holding it like this was kind of strange, but I see what I was aiming at. I've been pondering whether to give her black hair, brown, or maybe red-headed. I've been thinking and suddenly I looked at her and it just dawned on me, no, she's like a snow queen. Her hair is white and I can already see the hair. I don't think I can do anything better than enhance some of the strands. It was in front of my nose and I just didn't really see that. When I've got her face, I know that that's what she is. She's like a snow queen. Never painted anybody with snowy white hair, but it's very exciting. Won't need much. Kind of like the blue undertones, you know. I do like them. Did you think of a snow queen when you looked at her? Now, the pouring colors. And my lady is going to have some blue in her hair. The very gentle blue is to separate the white strands. This grey mix. So this is going to be in those darker sections. So I think I'm going to leave it like this. There we are. Please let me know in the comments if you enjoyed this one. If you would like to help support the channel and see more of how I made this, check the extended versions of my weekly tutorials on Patreon. If you would like to own this beautiful lady, you can find it for sale on my website. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you all next Saturday. Bye bye!